G'day everyone and welcome back to NS2HD. Well, it's time for me to get really excited again because Build 161 is here. It's been a few weeks over the summer holiday period that we have been waiting for this build, but it's here and it is so much fun, and I've just spent the last few hours just playing as much of it as I can to enjoy it. The first big Build 161 game I played was the Unknown Worlds playtest immediately before the release of Build 161, and so that's the main game I'm going to commentate over the next day or so, get that out to you. But I thought first, before I dove into that 52-minute behemoth game that I played with Unknown Worlds, I would bring you a quick bunch of alien gameplay, because I am on the Marine team in the game I'm going to cast next. So I thought I'd bring you some quick alien gameplay just to show Build 161 to you if you haven't seen it, just to show you what it's generally feeling like, looking like. I can tell you that for me personally it seems to run more smoothly, and if you look down the changelog on the Unknown Worlds website, the changelog for Build 161 doesn't indicate that it should be running much more smoothly than it was before, but to me it seems to be, and I don't know why, so maybe it's just me, I'm not sure, but hey, it's a lot of fun. And also note that the server I usually play on is actually playing Tram now, so that might be an indication that there's a little more FPS in it for everyone. I'm like, oh, that guy was very lucky. I swear I should have parasited him, but he's a clever Marine. He's realized where it's coming from and fired into the vent, and I am going to evolve into what here? A Fade. So most of this 10-minute gameplay will be me in Fade, so I'm not going to spend so much time talking about Build 161 in general, more time talking about Fade combat, because Build 161 means that servers are actually playing in NS2 Tram, such as this server right now, and that means that there's actually some really big rooms in which Fades can move around. So, for example, I am evolving into Fade just next to Marine Expansion, and I'm going to go in there and probably cause some havoc in Marine Spawn. Also notice the new Marine Expansion, Michael, Unknown Worlds, the mapper for NS2 Tram, has completely changed this area. I love it. I think it is such a distinctive area. There is no other area in any map that looks anything like that room. It is totally distinctive with its hologram and its unique pathways, and I think it's gonna the change up compared to the old Tram Marine Expansion is gonna make combat between Repair Room and Marine Expansion a lot more interesting. Here comes some Fade combat. I was absolutely loving the Fade in this game. I just remember I was blinking around all over the shop, just having so much fun, killing Marine after Marine after Marine. And unfortunately, one thing you will notice in this Fade gameplay is I do get stuck in the walls a little bit. I think the reason for this is that Michael has done a lot of work on NS2 Tram over the last few weeks before Build 161. He's been changing a hell of a lot. There's so many different things in Build 161 Tram that it's probably not as tight as it used to be, and therefore the Fade will occasionally get stuck in the walls, but it's quite easy to blink back out. So obviously that kind of thing will just be killed as soon as he sees it. He will be eliminating those problems. So it's just a very small thing to watch out for in Build 161, and I'll point it out as I see it and point out that it's nothing to be worried about. So, getting out of there, note that I really wasn't fussed. When I was being attacked, I just was chilling out until I noticed my health actually getting quite low, and then I finally bailed out. As a Fade, exploit your armor, exploit your hit points, just stay cool in battle, soak up the damage, blink around, and kill everyone. That commander very wisely recycling that sentry gun there before I managed to kill it. Note that sentry guns now cost carbon instead of plasma. The days of sentry gun spam are well and truly over. I cannot say it any more simply than that. Having played a 52-minute Marine game as commander, I can tell you that even after 52 minutes, I was scrounging for resources to try and get some sentry guns up, and I will show you that game shortly. And it's just impossible to spam 4 or 5 sentries even in your spawn anymore, let alone put sentry guns in Repair Room like this commander was doing. So he must have really saved up for that 20 carbon to get that sentry gun. And he was watching it like a hawk, hoping it would build up, and when it didn't, he immediately recycled, because you just cannot waste 20 carbon. That is a huge amount of carbon. And basically sentry guns are now something you really have to think carefully about. And the days of having not enough plasma to do med packing and ammo packing, that is also over, and I will show you that in the next game. A lot of the things I'm talking about I will show you in my next game in NS2HD number 92. I just wanted to put some quick gameplay up just to show anyone who hadn't had the opportunity to play Build 161 what it's looking like, how far improved it's looking, because it just is, and of course to show off the new tram because it's so exciting, and I love tram. I'm so excited that this server is playing tram now. Here we go, Muddle leaving, killing someone just as I enter. Now, note that there are Marines up on the catwalks up here. Here's Chan Man up on this catwalk, and you might be wondering how the hell's he got up here if you haven't played Build 161 yet. There is a ladder, and I will look at it at some point, and I will point it out no matter what I'm talking about at that point. And there is a ladder now that allows you to get up onto the catwalks and I-beams up above the Marine start. There's an example of getting stuck in the wall a little bit. As I said, the reason this is happening is Michael has reworked that entire area to put that catwalk in. So the clipping planes, I assume, I don't know, I'm probably using technical terms I don't even understand, but I'm assuming the clipping planes have been shifted and aren't quite in place, but that's alright because that will all be fixed incredibly rapidly. You can see they're happening again. But hey, I tried not to exploit it when I was fading. Notice that I am trying to confuse the Marines. I'm popping in and out of the combat. Oh, coming down to 19 hit points there. Very well could have gone down. Blinking into the vent because I want to get out of the firing line of any chasing Marines as soon as possible. Note that fades can move through these vents quite easily. You will get stuck occasionally, but not stuck in the sense that it's some sort of bug. It's just stuck in the sense that you're in an area too small to move through and you need to blink to continue moving. Thinking I might be able to blink through that window, of course not able to do that. Note that aliens have 3 hives at the moment and Marines have 1 tech point. I don't think the Marine commander was all that great. I think he might have been a newer commander, and that's why aliens are dominating. You will see in my next game that the domination of aliens over Marines does not happen on tram. It just cannot, because Marines have that fast expansion right next to their spawn point. So going back in here for some more fade action, and at this point I thought that guy was X2751, another player on this server. So I was saying over the microphone, let's attack together. But see that fade blinking out and dying against the wall. I thought that was an amazing ragdoll. And so I'm saying, hey mate, let's go in and attack together. And suddenly the guy I'm talking to flies out of Marine spawn dead. And this sent me into a rage. I thought, oh, I'm going to avenge his death, fly in here and kill Marines. So here I come, just beginning the massacre, killing 2 Marines there and re-entering Marine spawn, using my blink to utterly confuse the Marines. That's a really good way to use blink, or I think. I mean, I'm not a pro fade, so I'm just talking from my experience, but using it to confuse the Marines. As soon as they have a firing solution on you, as soon as they're firing in your direction, you just blink to the other side. You completely mess up their aim, force them to reanalyze where you've gone. You can see here they're constantly swiveling around. If you watch them, as soon as I blink, they have no idea where I've gone. They can't tell, accidentally flying into the wall there. Where am I trying to go? Up onto the crane above Marine start and jumping back down. So just constantly popping in and out. Now this was a big mistake. I was trying to get back above the crane. I failed. And now I've spent way too long sitting here and the Marines are shooting me and I will go down. I hesitated too long. You need to keep moving quickly to maintain that element of surprise. So finally going down, and I'll switch to lurk now for the last few minutes of this gameplay. Now, as I was saying about alien domination, even though the aliens also have a fast expansion, the dividend for aliens of a fast expansion is nowhere near as high as it is for the Marine team. There's just so much more technology Marines can get with a single advanced armory than aliens can get with a single extra hive. A lot of the alien abilities, as I've talked about before, are not in yet. Oh, note that the new spore effect coming out of the, what would you call them? I don't know, the little spore sacs on the side of the lurk, on the side of the lurk's mouth, which shoot the spikes and spores for the lurk. They emit a little spore effect when you fire spores now, which I think is really cool. Gives a lot of depth to the spore effect. The lurk flight model, I think, has also been changed, and someone might correct me on that. They might say that it hasn't, but it felt to me like the lurk flight model had been changed, and it was harder to maintain speed by doing the sort of flying up and down motion, which I didn't think was an exploit. I just thought it was how you were meant to fly the lurk, but it seems now if you want to gain speed, you have to use the spacebar to tap a little more. So I will report to you later on how I find that going. Our commander, excellent, using drifter flares, an ability that is not used enough. Using drifter flares is excellent because it blinds the enemy just like a flashbang. Now Chan Man, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that he is a pretty damn pro player, and he was doing very well to hold us off there on his own. Unfortunately, there are no other Marines spawned at the moment, and the infantry portal has gone down, so this will be GG, and we will take down the command facility. The Marine team did have a command facility. That's odd. I think what might have happened is that the commander wasn't inexperienced, it was just that the resource system has been revamped, as I was talking about before, and he simply didn't have the resources because I think he only had one extractor, and one extractor is not enough extractor to get you enough carbon to get high level upgrades. So, thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. Look out for the next replay, which will be a huge Marine Perspective Commander gameplay, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching.